As a matter of fact, Joe, one who's getting ready to go in the Hall of Fame. Over 5,800 fans packed into the River Ridge complex to watch the Cowboys' first practice in pads today. And on the day when the hard hitting began, it was only fitting that one of the hardest hitting Cowboys ever, future Hall of Famer Charles Haley, the defensive end with the Cowboys, came in to pump up the crowd.
Defense win. And Steven and Mr. Jones, they went out there and got a defense. So you know what? The expectation should be high.
High expectations, high energy, high levels of physical contact. Today, as the Cowboys put the pads on for the first time in Oxnard and started hitting each other. While the first 2 days were about easing into camp, run. Today was about releasing the beast within.
Today's letting the reins loose, kind of uncaged everybody, got a first chance at it. Guys are going to be a little rusty the first day, but you can tell there's a lot of effort, and guys are out here to work this year.
Once you put those pads on, there's no holding back. This game is a physical, violent game. We got here in between these lines, anything goes, and guys are just trying to get each other better each and every rep.
Was it fun?
It's always fun.
But while finally getting to smack each other around is something the players definitely look forward to, for the coaches, hey, it's just another part of the long training camp process.
Guys come out and knock off the rust a little bit, get them going, but it's just good, solid work, and nothing special. We just got a chance to watch the tape tonight, clean things up, and get back to the grind tomorrow.
The grind tomorrow will be more of the same padded practice, and the grind will grind some players down every year. After the first padded practice, there are a few players who miss due to bumps and bruises, but we will not miss the practice. We will be here, and we'll be live tomorrow at 5:30 and 10 on Action 4. Don't forget, follow along at Action 4 Sports, both on Twitter, Facebook, and on Instagram for the latest. Hashtag Clay at Camp is where you need to be. From Oxnard with the Cowboys at training camp, I'm Clay Williams, Action 4 Sports. On Countdown to Kickoff 2015, Action 4's look at the upcoming high school football season. Joe, we've been talking a lot of 4A football, but now it is time to get to the big boys out west.
District 30, 6A.
Our offensive line is going to take us to the promised land, which is the playoffs. They have 1 year under their belt, and they're experienced, and they're excited. They see the difference, and the attitude is totally different. You know, they understand that now we can win.
We see the excitement. We're all excited for this coming season to get some W's.
W's not something the Juarez-Lincoln Huskies have had in a while, currently on a 13-game losing streak. But Coach Tommy Garcia believes the turnaround is coming from a defense with playmakers in the backfield and an offense run by running back turned quarterback Obed Fernandez.
The more touches he gets, the better off we're going to be. I mean, he's a good athlete, and he's a load, and he's a dual threat. You know, he can throw the ball, and he can run with the ball. You know, he's got some wheels on him.
It's time for Action 4's Countdown to Kickoff. Sports Director Clay Williams and Joe Bowling will preview the 2013 Valley High School football season live from Rattler Stadium in Mission. Sponsored in part by Mattress Firm.
You are looking live at Sherland's Rattler Stadium in Mission, Texas, where the Texas high school football season is about to begin. It is time for Countdown to Kickoff. Action 4 Sports and ValleyCentral.com's look at the upcoming Rio Grande Valley High School football season. I'm Clay Williams, Action 4 Sports Director. With me, it's Joe Bowling. Joe, can you believe it's time for high school football in the Rio Grande Valley once again? Meanwhile, let's talk about the Harlingen Cardinals, shall we? Tonight's final stop on the 2016 CBS 4 Sports Spring Football Tour. The Cardinals finished up spring practice today. How does Big Red keep reloading year after year? The secret is in the transformation those juniors undergo, turning into seniors.
You know, they become more confident in themselves. You know, they have a good spring. They put about 10 pounds of muscle on. They see their numbers go up because, like I tell you guys, numbers don't lie, people do. So when they see their numbers go up, they say, you know what, I'm ready. I'm definitely ready to go out there and compete.
The seniors and all the Cardinals ready to compete thanks to the attention to detail in their preparations this spring, having already installed new wrinkles in the offense and game plans for their first three opponents, Mission Veterans, United South, San Antonio Reagan.
It's looking good. It's just a lot of eyewash. It's difficult to learn, but it'll be good in
football season.
We actually put in certain plays that from our 3 opponents, so we don't want to kind of reinvent the wheel when it comes to week 1, week 2, week 3. So certain little things that they're doing that we're seeing, we're getting that right.
We get taught a lot, we just gotta learn to absorb it, take it in and understand it and put it out on the field.
The other big part of spring practice for the Cardinals, increasing their depth, making sure those underclassmen will be ready in case they are out underneath the Friday night lights.
I always like to look ahead, and I try to get as many battle-tested kids, throw them in the fire early. That way, if something were to happen, you're not, scrambling to find somebody.
If they stay healthy, the Cards should have no shortage of playmakers, returning 8 all-district players to the team that lost just by 2 scores to Smithson Valley in the regional quarterfinals this last year. Coach Manny Gomez coming up on his 10th season. You want to be the best high school volleyball player in the Rio Grande Valley? You've got to want it pretty bad. That's not a problem for McAllen incoming senior Carter Helmkamp, who lives and breathes this sport so much that both her future and present coaches say she's the most competitive player they've ever seen.
I don't know, it's kind of my nature. It's always been natural for me to just want to win. She's very goal-oriented, and very focused. You can see when you watch her play, she's having a lot of fun out there and giving it her all the time.
And all the time means all the time. Carter spends much of her summers playing club volleyball in places like Las Vegas and Houston, but comes home for tournaments like this one in Edinburgh to help lead her MAC High team as well.
It's different every team I play on. And this one's a younger team, so I play a different role. I get to be the oldest one, the captain, so it's nice to come and kind of lead the team again. She just keeps learning the game and learning more about it, and I've just watched her right here and seen some improvements from last year.
These improvements have gotten Carter notice from college coaches across the country, but the Bulldog senior has made her decision to play at home for defending WAC champion UTRGV and head coach Todd Lowry.
He's a coach I want to be with for a few years of my life. I'm going to see him every day, and he's someone that makes me want to be better, and I love his coaching style, how he thinks about the game. I think she's just going to be a tremendous player for them. I think she'll step right in.
More on that focus. Helmkamp has arranged to graduate MAC High a semester early so that in the spring she'll be a vaquero. But for now, still captain of the Bulldogs.
I know the next stage of my life, I already know what it is and when it's going to happen. So it's kind of just an enjoy the moment thing, and I get to just have one last ride with my team.
Coach Todd Lowry's Vaqueros volleyball team starting to have more of an RGV feel to it. They'll have 1 sophomore from Rowe, 2 freshmen, 1 from MAC High, 1 from Los Fresnos, and of course Carter Helmkamp will join the team in the spring, won't be able to play until a year from this fall.
And now, CDS 4 Sports with Clay Williams.
This weekend, practice began for men's Division I college basketball teams all over the United States and, of course, here in the Valley. New UTRGV head coach Lou Hill wasting no time in putting his team through some very fast paces.
I think everybody knows what he wants. Not everybody had quite got that down yet. I mean, some guys still adjusting. I'm still adjusting myself. But I think everybody got a good idea of what he expects and what he wants out of us.
UTRGV men's hoops practice is off and running in Edinburgh. Everyone on equal footing. Veterans are in the same boat as the newcomers.
Because they don't know my system just like the new guys don't know it. So they learning as well. But they're working hard. They're not complaining, at least not to me. and they're having fun, I think, competing. I mean, it's a totally new style of play for them, so they're getting used to it.
That new style of play is pretty simple to explain. It just takes 3 words.
Defense, defense, and more defense.
That emphasis has had the Vaqueros running at a fast pace during these practices, and they hope that will pay dividends when the season starts.
A lot of teams are not going to play in pressure as much as we do for a whole 40-minute game, so I think the games actually will be a lot easier than the practices have been, because I don't think a lot of teams will play as hard as we do.
That's a priority. If we're good defensively, then it gives us a chance to win every game.
Those nights will start with a home exhibition. Friday, November 1st, we are just over 4 weeks away from the first Vaqueros game. Their season opener at Tennessee Martin on November 13th and their home opener against that rival, A&M Corpus Christi, November 16th. Clay Williams at Richard Flores Stadium in Edinburgh, where tonight it was a huge District 31 6A matchup between the team that has not been beaten, PSJA. The Bears making an incredible turnaround from last year under new coach Lupe Rodriguez, coming into this game 6-0, 3-0 in district, taking on the Edinburgh Bobcats, 2-1 in district, coming off a huge win last week over PSJA Memorial. Let's get you to the highlights. The two oldest programs in District 31 6A getting after it. It was a scoreless first quarter, but 10 minutes left in the second. PSJ quarterback Trey Guajardo lost it to Marco Guajardo. It's an 11-yard touchdown pass, and the Bears have a 7-0 lead. The Bears defense strong in the first half. Take a look at Jacob Sanchez with a huge tackle for a loss. And just before the end of the first half, the muffed punt recovered by PSJA leads to this. Trey Guajardo running it in from 2 yards out, giving the Bears a 21-0 lead over the Bobcats. 7 seconds before the half, they would go into the locker room with that same score. 21-0 beginning the third quarter. Guajardo hits Nathan Sanchez down the middle, takes it 65 yards to the pylon, but they say he's not in. That's all right. 3rd and goal. Guajardo would hit Joaquim Almaguer for the score, making it 28-0. After that, Edinburgh made some changes, brought in Danny Shawnee at quarterback, and the offense was able to move. Eric Cano busts one up the middle for 81 yards, and this game was 42-14 after 3. And then it was all PSJA from there. That 28-0 lead that Edinburgh could not overcome, and the final score in this one, 45-28. PSJA goes to 7-0 overall, 4-0 in District 31 6A.
It feels great knowing that we were doing too well last year, and to be in this situation right now, it's a humbling experience. So coach kind of taught us that, but we're rolling right now, and we don't want to stop.
Scoring all these points feels great, and it helps chemistry with the whole football game, especially with the defense and the offense working together as one.
Trey Guajardo hit 4 touchdown passes of over 50 yards, 2 to Nathan Sanchez, 2 to Marco Guajardo. This Bears offense is quick strike, and they can go a long way in a short time. So that's the final, 45-28. PSJA still unbeaten on the year and unbeaten in 31 6A. I'm Clay Williams at Richard Flores Stadium in Edinburgh for 956 Sports.